Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really sorry, and the first thing today I'll be doing is apologizing to you because I haven't posted in the last year, which I had promised to do so. It was a long break, and being a newbie, that's a very big setback for me. So that doesn't matter. I missed my family over here, and even though it's very small now, but I wish it will grow over the time, and I have some certain plans for my channel. Strictly, when I started this, I discovered that I am no strict person who would follow any tibia. I'm a very big mood reader and I read books according to my moods. So, in this video today, I'll be doing a book haul, a very small book haul for the month of January, which I had this year. I hope you will all bear with me till the end. It's a very small video, so I hope you guys like it and bear with me. To the first book about which I'll be talking now is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. It is basically a collection of poems by Rupi Kaur where she has written about abuse, about the torturous behavior that the women have to go through and stuff. It's a very well portrayed collection of poetry, I can say. I'll not say much about this book at this present, because I'll have some videos coming up where I'll be talking about the books that I have read. So this is the first book that I had bought this month. The next book in my list is Eat, Pray and Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. This is a very hyped book which I had seen in the past. It's not in the present hyped book. So let's read the synopsis. Elizabeth Gilbert is in her 30s and she has settled in a large house with a husband who wants to start a family. But she doesn't want any of it. A bitter divorce and a rebound fling later, Elizabeth emerges battered yet determined to fight what she's been missing. She begins her quest. In Rome, she indulges herself and gains nearly 2 stone. In India, she finds enlightenment through scrubbing temple floors. Finally, in Bali, a toothless medicine man reveals a new path to peace, leaving her ready to love again. So, this is from what I have read the synopsis. I understand this is about a lady who marries against her wishes. Finally, she is divorced. She has a battered life, and how she regains and how she is back on track. I think that's the plot of the story. I have to read it before I tell it to you. And the third book is The Midnight Sun by Stephen Meyer, and she is the author of Twilight. And basically, this is part of a book that has been dragged on after Breaking Dawn. That is the final book of the Twilight series. When Edward Cullen and Bella Swan met in Twilight, an iconic love story was born. But until now, fans have heard only Bella's side of the story. At last, readers can experience Edward's version in the long-awaited companion novel Midnight Sun. This unforgettable tale, as told through Edward's eyes, takes on a new, decidedly dark twist. Meeting Bella is both most unnerving and intriguing event he has experienced in all his years as a vampire. As we learn more fascinating details about Edward's past, the complexity of his inner thoughts, we understand why this is defining struggle of his life. How can he justify following his heart if it means leading Bella into danger? So basically, when we read the Twilight book, all the 4 Twilight books has been narrated from Bella's perspective. Like, we learn it from her perspective. In this very particular book, we will be learning the story just from Edward's perspective. So there might be some differences. And there's the last question, like, if he wants to follow his heart, like, which was like he wanted to fall in love with Bella, but that had some dangerous consequences on Bella. So how he fought with it or how he struggled to keep with it, we can only understand if we read this book. Seriously, I haven't given it a start yet. Okay, the next book that I have is The Poppy War. I have just started this book and I'm just 2 chapters in it. It's quite interesting till now. Let me go ahead and see what it is. Again, I'll read the synopsis to you. When rain aced the Keju, the test to find the most talented students in Nikara Empire. It was a shock to everyone. That she got into Senegal, the most elite military school in Nikan, was even more surprising. But surprising aren't always good, because being a dark-skinned peasant girl from the south is not easy thing at Senegal. Fighting the prejudice of rival classmates, Rin discovers that she possesses a lethal, unearthly power and aptitude for the nearly mythical art of shamanism. Exploring her gift with the help of a seemingly insane teacher, Rin learns that gods, along with the dead, are much alive, and that mastering these powers could mean more than just surviving school. For a while the empire is at peace, the Federation of Mugen still lurks across a narrow sea. The Federation occupied Mikin for decades after the First Poppy War and the only barely lost the continent in the second. While most people calmly go about their lives, few are aware that the Third Poppy War is just as far away. So, this is a book where people are anticipating there might be a third war. Already there has been two Poppy Wars. There might be a third war. In the meantime, there's a girl, Reen. She's dark skinned. She lives in the village of Senegal, and it's quite unusual, and it's not like befitting or beneficial. It's not befitting, it's wrong, but beneficial. It's not beneficial for the dark skinned peasant girls over there. And so she has aced the Keju test, and she has got into Senegal's most prestigious military school, that is the Nikan, and everyone is surprised. She has some powers, she discovers it, how she will use it, and what she will do for the war. We can only know after reading this book. So I'm reading this book for a discussion. Like, it's not a discussion, there's a group read hosted by Erica the Broken Spine, and I love her videos, and she has been doing this. So you can check out her channel if you want the details to know more. I'll link the description about that video in my bio, so you can check out that. Okay, the next book I have is the book Thief, and it is by Marcus Zucas. So this is a tale of a book thief as narrated by Death. When Death tells a story, you really have to listen. So I don't know much about this book, but this was quite hyped. I couldn't lay my hands on it last year. Last year has been a quite tough year for me. I couldn't buy much books for myself. I couldn't read much. So I've been treating myself to some books, and some books which I had like wish listed in my mind to read. So this is a tale of a book thief, and this tale is narrated by Death. So I don't know much, so just the synopsis which is given at the back. When I read it, I'll surely tell it to you. And the last, but not the least, I have this beautiful, gorgeous book, The Priory of the Orange Tree. It is written by Samantha Shannon. So I just love the cover. I don't know, but whatever. This cover has stolen my heart. I can't tell any more than this. So this is a story. This is a fantasy sort of a story where there's a kingdom, but there isn't an heir, and the enemy has, that is the ancient enemy, has awoken. So this particular thing is written. So same thing here. There's not much there on the synopsis, which I hate. Books should give something more in the synopsis. So I like books where they describe, they give a good detailed synopsis. So but there isn't much on the synopsis, so I can't tell you more. When I read it, I'll surely tell you. So that's all for today's video. I hope to see you guys again in my next video. Till then, bye and keep reading.